Right away, she was, started arranging houses to look at, sending us ideas, sending us a lot of, she sent us a whole bunch of things, and we went through and like, this is what we like from each of these places, we'd like as many of these particular aspects.
She would filter a lot of stuff for us. She'd be like, nope, too small, or like not enough yard.
Yeah.
She really figured out what we wanted. She was able to distill our feedback down into, helping us find the type of home we really wanted. Her response time is like second to none. She's so fast. Like, even if she's like, I'm busy right now, but I'll text you later. And it's like not even that much later. And she's like, okay, here's the information you requested.
Yeah, later for her was, 20 minutes. Yeah. We're thinking 4 hours, like.
She did a really good job of educating us about, different terms and like what things would mean. Like if we were looking at like asks from a seller, things like that. Gave us a really good idea of like where different costs might hit during the buying process, so things to be wary of. And what I really appreciated is it never felt like she was just trying to sell us a home, right? Like I felt like she gave us good advice, and she's like, I wouldn't place an offer on this home for these reasons, and was really just a friend through the process, just super informative and supportive. Never once did I feel like she didn't do enough for us. I felt like she always had our best interests at heart, and if we didn't win a bid, we didn't win a bid. It was through no fault of her own. And, we're really happy with where we ended up. So I think all of that was pretty fated. She will take care of you through the entire process. And if you have any questions at all, she will explain things to you in terms that make sense.
We were looking at Whidbey primarily, and that's where she is and everything. But there were still properties that we were checking, on the mainland, mostly north of Seattle area. And, we would find one, and she would, come out and take the ferry and come
do that long commute to just show us a house that we were like, you don't have to come if you don't want to. And she's like, I got you.
Yeah. She got us a place that wasn't on the market. And that was, that made our lives so much easier, because the bidding process, it's very stressful. It's very disappointing, and it tends to be pretty expensive. And she actually found us a place that hadn't gone to the market yet.
But was going to, so we preempted it and got a private sale, which was wonderful.
Yeah, and that was thanks to her. Couldn't have done it without. She's just there for you. She's actually, and then some. She's been so great. She was great during the process, but she's our friend now.
Yeah, like we consider each other friends, like outside of this whole transaction. Like I talk to her all the time. She's taken my husband to the ER.
Yeah, I had an emergency. It wasn't crazy or anything, but Kanani was off island. Melene left someone else's wedding to come and pick me up and take me to the hospital. I was just thrilled to do it, basically, for her, and she's been there for us many times.
So kind and so considerate.
She just goes the extra mile for people, whether it's a client or a friend or a stranger, really.
Honestly, our experience was so good that if anybody was looking for property out on Whidbey, I would 100% recommend her. Just based upon the buying experiences from friend and family, I've had a lot of people tell me that they'll be pushed towards a property that they might not necessarily want, but perhaps the profit that the agent could make off of the sale is really high. So I've had friends tell me our agent was really trying to get us to go for this particular house, but it was a little bit out of our budget, so we weren't feeling good about it. Things like that. And she was very firm about helping us stay within our budget. We're this is the absolute max we would want to pay, but we'd like to stay below it. And she never ever pushed us towards properties that were outside of that.
There'd be bidding, and a lot of the bidding, people would have they would just waive all their contingencies. And she, straight up told us, I do not recommend that. Yes, you might get this place a little easier, but
there could be a lot wrong with it.
Yeah, it's not a risk. So she was very honest about all of that.
Her heart is so big, and she's just, so smart on top of things, and she's funny. That's just one of the things I enjoyed so much about our dynamic and process of buying with her is she has such a good attitude, makes the funniest jokes. When you're feeling a little down, looking at a gross house, and she's just oh yeah, no, we're not putting you guys here. Let's get you out. She's just so cool. I love her.